Some brands are like trees. They are born to grow and they become old and die as any living creature does. But some other friends are like phoenixes. They reinvent themselves and become stronger year after year. Some companies embrace their destiny. Others have learned to cheat death. How can you do it? To understand this, we need to unpack the concept of product lifecycle. I'm Ilya, the founder of Eleken product design agency, and today we'll talk about one of the most important concepts of business management. Half a century ago, a marketing rockstar, Theodore Levitt, noticed one curious thing. Even though different companies have different destinies, they all follow a similar pattern. Newborn companies waste a lot of money and efforts to introduce themselves on the market. If the startup was a success, they concentrate on rapid growth and try to win their piece of the market. Then comes a chance to enjoy a steady profit and protect their mature status from competitors. And finally comes a moment to keep the business afloat as long as possible when the sales start to decline. Theodore Levitt put his observations in the product lifecycle formula that splits into the business development process into 4 phases: introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. Let me know in the comments if you already know what stage is your business at now. The model says that you can't treat your business the same way all the time. With every new lifecycle phase, your product faces new challenges and requires new approaches. The product lifecycle model won't tell you what exactly will happen with your product and when, but it's always good to take a general view on the curve that lies ahead, or even better, bend that curve to your advantage. With that in mind, let's shed some light on pivotal points of the product lifecycle. The point where you get off the ground is your first vital point. Over 90% of SaaS startups fail during the introduction phase, being smashed by inertia. You can fight inertia with awareness. Remember the myth of Prometheus? Do the same that guy did. Dear audience, here's your pain, here's the solution we offer, and here's how it solves your pain. For instance, Slack appeared in the media as an email killer. Dropbox introduced itself as a file sharing killer. And Notion was an app to replace a dozen of productivity apps. When the market validation is achieved, your aim is to grow as fast as possible to maximize your market share. You try new distribution channels to build sales up. You enter new market segments to widen the audience. You improve the product to make it outstanding. This stage of maturity is point where your growth tempo starts to slow down. Most of the potential customers already have your product or your competitor's product, so acquisition is more challenging now. Fortunately, inertia works both ways. This time it's on your side. A product that has already gained momentum tends to stay in motion. Despite the slowdown, you're on the top of the curve enjoying the strong cash flow. Maturity stage is less about loud statements and more about differentiation, confidence, and credibility. You need facts to support your claims. You need case studies and testimonials to show how good your product works. Do you remember Kodak, which was a king in field-based photography a few decades ago? And then one little invention of a digital camera changed photography forever and led Kodak to bankruptcy. But there are many examples of companies who cheated death. Take IBM for instance. They reinvent themselves every decade. Or Apple. Apple almost failed in the 90s, and then Steve Jobs created one of the brightest business comebacks ever. You don't have to be a victim of the product lifecycle. You can choose to be a tree like Kodak did, or you can decide to become a phoenix, make proactive moves and try to foresee the market changes. That's all for now. I hope that was useful. Hit the like button and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.